Tonight we're going to be making a delicious cheesy loaded green bean casserole. But first, guys, you want to definitely wash your green beans, all right? Add a little salt to the water, cold water that is, and that usually helps. Take your hands, massage it around, get all of the impurities and the dirt off the green beans, because trust me, some of the hands that be playing around in these things is not healthy hands, okay? They're not clean hands. But anyway, guys, I rinsed it off at least 3 times, so this is what it is right here. Now, here's the thing. I like to go in and remove the stem from the green bean. It pops off really easily, just like that. Top and bottom, it just literally snaps off. You can literally hear it. Okay, just like that. And the good thing about it is it's going to snap right at the base where it needs to snap. That's it. Perfect. Anyway, I'm going to continue doing this, and once I come back, we're going to make our cheesy loaded green bean casserole. First thing we want to do is we're going to add some salt to our boiling water, simply because the green beans are really fresh and we want to infuse as much flavor as we possibly can during the cooking process. Let's situate the green beans in a pot. We're going to allow them to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. In the meanwhile, let's work on placing our bacon into a hot skillet. Because this is pork bacon, it's going to render a lot of oil, so there's no need to add any additional oil to the pan. After about 3 to 4 minutes, we're going to strain our green beans off. Once we're done, we're going to add it to cold ice water, and we're going to do what's called the blanching process. Basically, we're going to cool these green beans on down and stop the cooking process. Allow the green beans to hang out in the cold water until we're done making our bacon. In the meanwhile, check on your bacon, separate it if you haven't done that already. And we're going to cook our bacon until it's brown and perfect, just like this, nice and crispy. And as you can see, check out all of that oil. We're going to remove our bacon and place it onto a paper towel lined plate, allowing any excess oil to drain off. We're going to allow our bacon to sit here for a second. We're not even going to touch it just yet. We're not even going to think about that. Right now it's too hot to handle. In the meanwhile, we have what seems like 1/4 cup of oil. Just a whole bunch of bacon grease. We don't need all of it, obviously, so we're going to go on with some paper towels and get rid of some of that oil. However, if you want to drain some of that oil off, you can. But for now, I'm just going to use paper towels. I'm going to lower the heat because this cast iron skillet is really hot. I'm going to add some butter to the pan, and I don't want the butter to brown, so that's why we're going to turn the stove top down. Once the butter is melted, we're going to add some Italian seasoning. We're going to stir it around and basically allow the aromatics to infuse with the butter. This is perfect. Once we're done, we're going to introduce some all-purpose flour. Not Aunt Jemima or self-rising, but all-purpose flour. For this part, we're going to combine the flour with the butter. Using a whisk makes this job so much easier, trust me. We're going to cook the flour out for about 1 to 2 minutes, simply because we don't want this delicious casserole to taste like flour, if you get what I'm saying. Adding the flour is what's going to help to thicken up our sauce. We're going to add some whole milk to the mix, stir that on in as well. We have some bubble action going on. As you can see, everything is starting to thicken up already. We're going to add some low sodium chicken broth. However, if you don't have chicken broth on hand, you can definitely add bouillon powder to water. Just stir it up really good and add it to the mix. That's simply what I did. I don't keep a lot of chicken stock on hand, but whenever I do need chicken stock, I just add some bouillon powder to some water, and that's perfect enough. Not to mention, it does offer a lot more flavor. We're going to add our cream of chicken mushroom soup. If you can't find cream of chicken mushroom soup, then you can definitely use mushroom condensed soup as well. Either or. We're going to stir the condensed soup on into the sauce, and this is going to really not only give it tons of flavor, but it's also going to help to thicken up the sauce as well. If your sauce is a little bit too thick, because we are going to add some cheese to the sauce, go in, add some more milk. If your sauce is a little bit more on the liquefied side, Allow the sauce to reduce a little bit more in order to thicken up, or you can simply wait until it's time to add the cheese, and when it comes down to adding the cheese, you're going to add a little bit more in order to thicken up your sauce. We're just going to take our time and stir it. Make sure everything is perfectly incorporated. At this point in time, your stove should be on low heat. And this right here, my loves, is perfect. We're going to add about 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of cheese. For this particular recipe, we're going to be using cheddar cheese. Trust me, it's going to bring out the best flavors. If you feel like you want to use a different cheese, maybe Gouda, you can definitely do that. We're going to stir the cheese on in and allow the cheese to become nice and melted. We're going to turn the stovetop off. We're going to work on chopping up our bacon. This looks so good. Now here's the thing. If you're looking for a substitute for pork bacon for this recipe, I would advise that you use turkey bacon or even beef bacon. However, if you don't want to use bacon, you can definitely incorporate some sausage with this recipe. Once we have our bacon crumbles, we are in business. Using a 9x13 casserole dish, we're going to add our green beans. And we're just going to situate the green beans in the casserole dish. We're going to take some of our beautiful, creamy, cheesy sauce and we're going to add it to our green beans. Oh my goodness. Check it on out. You can't tell me this is not beautiful. We're just going to literally add all of this beautifulness to these green beans. And when I tell you, it's going to have the ultimate flavor. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so delicious. Make sure every nook and cranny of these green beans are covered in the sauce. Let's use the tongs if we have to. Mix the sauce in with the green beans. Let's top our green beans off with some cheese. Be sure to add a good amount. You just simply can't add enough cheese. Cheese makes everything taste even better. And for the fun part, let's add some chopped bacon to this as well. We're going to add a good amount of chopped bacon. Remember what I said, if you're not going to rock out with the bacon, maybe you can definitely incorporate some sausage with this recipe as well. Or maybe you can incorporate both, you know what I'm saying? After we add the bacons, we're going to add some garlic pepper, crunchy onions. Yes, I was able to get my hands on some garlic pepper, crunchy onions. However, if you want to use the regular fried onions, you definitely can. Or if you can get your hands on a different type of infused fried onions, that will work perfectly as well. This loaded cheesy bacon green bean casserole has not even been added to the oven as yet, and it already looks beautiful. And I can guarantee it's going to be everything when it comes down to the presentation. We're going to cover it on down with some aluminum foil, place it into our 375-degree Fahrenheit oven, allow it to cook and bake on up for about 15 minutes. Once we're done, we're going to uncover and remove the aluminum foil, place it back into the oven, keeping the same temperature, of course, 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to allow it to cook for about 5 additional minutes until the cheese is nice and bubbly and crispy around the edges. And this, my friends, is it. Check it on out. Absolute perfection. When I tell you guys, this green bean casserole is going to be the talk of the town. It's definitely going to be the talk of the town. Oh, goodness gracious. Check out the cheese, the sauce, and everything. Just going to place it onto this plate. All right, let's see. Guys, I'm going to need you to make this for the holidays. You're not going to be disappointed. This is absolutely tasty. Who would think that green beans could actually taste this good, right? Of course, full recipe details in the description bar. Definitely hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, I'm your girl cooking with Tammy, and I will definitely catch you in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.